about Urban Meyer. Man, has it been a week for him. He spent the early part of this week apologizing to his players and staff after a video went viral showing a woman dancing near the coach's lap at his restaurant and bar in Ohio. And yesterday, he explained why he chose to stay in Ohio after the team lost to the Bengals and not travel back with the team.
I thought at the time, now that I maybe thought it through, but I thought at the time this is a chance for everybody to clear their head, including myself, with my family located, where we were, to go spend a day or two with them and then get back, because I knew I wanted them to get out of Dodge too and clear their heads.
Clearing his head. Let's bring in Lewis, D. Wood, Bart, and let's add Jeff Darlington to the mix. Jeff, this is a tough one. What is the latest that's going on in that locker room?
That is a tough one. Thanks for bringing me in hot here. Like I can't get any kind of cold entry. This is
just jump right in,
the fire here.
Jump in.
Look, here's the deal. Speaking with somebody in Jacksonville, they did point out that while obviously this is a topic of conversation within those walls, that there doesn't feel to be a sense of chaos was one of the words used, or unrest was another word used. But one thing that we should point out here when it comes to Urban Meyer is that the problem that he has is that even if you don't lose the whole locker room, even if you don't lose the whole building, you start to lose little factions here and there. Don't forget, when he signed Tim Tebow several months ago, to some, not a big deal. But there was definite dissension within the ranks of assistant coaches that didn't agree with that. This is obviously something very different. If you lose a few players here because you decided not to come home from Ohio or any other storyline attached to this situation, there's a few more that are now no longer on your bandwagon. That, to me, based on my conversations, is the biggest challenge that Urban Meyer now faces. You've got to gain the trust of more people in that building. And while his job is currently secure, the more you lose in terms of the people in that building, the more your job becomes in jeopardy.
Yeah, you got to regain the trust, but at the same time, you're regaining the trust, Bart, at a time where your credibility is low, and not only that, the team's not winning. So what's your reaction to his explanation of why he didn't travel back with the team?
That's the most idiotic explanation I've ever heard in my life. Now, I played in the league 11 years, and I've been around, different head coaches. No coach has ever lost and gave a victory Monday, talking about clear your head. The first thing that you have to do, this is how it operates, right? When you fly back, I don't care how far you're flying back, D. Wood understands this. The next day, you have to tell guys to get in the training room, get your treatment done. Then you give them the next day off. But you have to go back and you have to go over the corrections. So you have to go over the corrections to make sure that we don't make the same mistakes that we made before. What's the objective here? It's about winning. It ain't about clearing nobody's mind. You clear your mind and you flush that game and you move on to the next game after you address the mistakes that happened during the game, what allowed us to lose the game. And you always fly back with the team, right? You fly back with the team. He can take a private jet back to see his family the next day. So now I'm looking at you sideways. And he had one thing to do. He had one job. Don't embarrass the organization. Right? He came in strength coach, Tim Tebow, practice violations, vaccination statement, now lap game. Like, listen, just don't embarrass the organization, and he's doing a horrible job at it. So how you gonna hold me accountable as a player when you're not doing the same thing? You've embarrassed us. Listen, we talk about the NFLPA saying don't sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He was supposed to go there to change the narrative that they had a professional coach, a professional outfit. He's failing at his job miserably.
Yeah, and the don't sign, just to make it clear, the don't sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars things was before him because of some violations, but now, as you mentioned, and the fact that it's already a gate, you're calling it lap gate, I tell you, D. Wood, this is not a good situation, but I got to say, if you're a veteran in that locker room, especially given what Bart just said, and you're looking at Coach Meyer, how do you handle this? How do you look at this point?
Well, listen, first of all, just to kind of piggyback off something Bart said, usually when you fly, every coach that I've ever been associated with, when you fly back, win, lose, or whatever, they're always watching the tape on the plane ride home. Because they want to dive in the scene and lose. That's number one. But off of that, if I'm a veteran in the locker room, okay, right when Urban Meyer even got hired, I'm looking sideways. Because Bart would know this and Lewis knows this. Most veterans in the NFL look sideways at a coach from college. because the college game and the pro game is totally different.
So he starts out having to prove himself.
Yeah, so you starting off right off the rip.
Yeah.
You gotta earn respect from the guys in the locker room, because you're not dealing with 18,
Kids,
19. You're dealing with grown men with families that are trying to feed their families. Okay, so now you're sitting here, you're 0-4. You've had all of these other issues pop up beforehand. Then you have this where the coach don't even accompany you back to Jacksonville. And then you see, imagine going on Twitter and you seeing, you're coaching a bar. Like, if I'm a veteran, how in the world you would want me to buy into what you're selling me? I'm not buying into that, especially if we keep losing.
So, Lewis, look, hearing all this, if veterans are feeling that way in the locker room, how do you turn this around and reestablish that credibility if that's the way people might be looking at them?
Brian, you were asking me? Yeah. Look, man, I don't know how you turn it around, because, look, I've said numerous different times, when you're talking about leadership, it's three things. It's, are you credible? Are you competent? Do you positively impact others? It's that simple. Credibility is about trust. Do you think anybody down there in Jacksonville truly right now fully trusts him? I mean, Shad Khan said you have to earn back my trust. And I'm the owner. I'm the one who hired you. And now I'm sitting there looking at you like, can I trust this guy? If you're a player and you're listening to your own owners going, of course it's all going to flow downhill. And you're going to sit there going, well, the owner's saying he has to earn back his trust. So of course he has to earn back your trust, because you don't bail on the team. You don't clear your head after game 4. Okay? Game 4, where you've lost 4 in a row. Yeah, we all need to, you know how we clear our heads? By winning games. And how do we win games? By you proving to us that you're competent and able to, in terms of being able to assess what we're doing wrong, what the opponent did to us, and giving us the tools to positively impact our play so we can win football games. So you tell me where he is kind of living up to the standard in those 3 categories. Is he credible? Has he proven to be competent yet at the pro game? And is he positively impacting that organization and that team? I think that speaks for itself right now. He's ice skating uphill right now. Shad is giving him more time and saying, look, he's going to have to work to earn all that back, so he's going to give him another opportunity. But, man, you cannot be off to a rougher start in every single area.
Indeed to that. Thank you, Lewis. All right, well, coming up, how about them Cowboys? They have been red hot. But one of our analysts think that they are in for a giant shock this weekend.